It is the 4th of August. Rabbi Moore, Parsha Shavua with Rashi.
Hmm. Okay. Second. Students gallery over here. Okay. Lou, you have your life jacket under your seat. How are you doing?
I'm having trouble with my neck. This is a neck extender.
Okay.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it pushes my head up and relieves the strain on my neck.
It's interesting. Well, Refuah Shalema.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had this for many years.
Okay. I'm glad I haven't seen you before with it. Anyway,
Oh, I just got this one. I used to have a different setup for doing it, but um,
anyway, we wish you to get back to yourself anyway, as soon as possible.
thank you. I get back.
Okay, let's go. Mayor, let's start off. Vaeschanan, a new Parsha.
Vaeschanan El Hashem Ba'ed Ahi Lemor. It says, I implored Hashem at that time, saying, is there any?
Actually, I want to say how I translated this because,
Implore is to beg someone, isn't it?
yeah, but really, Rashi's going to say, I asked for grace
Ah,
because Rashi's saying, Hanan, Chinun, is an expression of you're asking for sounds funny, a free gift, meaning you're asking for grace, not to demanding reward for anything, but you're asking that Kodesh Baruch Hu should grant it to you as something which you're undeserving for.
ah,
Just 1 second. Check this out. Did no, must have not opened it. Okay, I'm not opening that now. Give me a second. I beg the Eternal for grace.
uh-huh.
Vaeschanan el Hashem. At that time, Vaesahi Lemor, saying. Now, what does saying mean? Normally, when it says Vayidar Hashem Moshe Lemor, means Hashem spoke to Moshe, saying, this is the words he said, or alternatively, it means to say to the Jewish people. But in this context, what does it mean? Who is Moshe's pleading to Hashem, right? Begging for grace. Lamar, to say. Who's to say to who? So Rashi's going to dwell on this, okay?
Okay. Okay, Vaeschanan, and I implored. Ein chanun b'chol makom ela lishon matnat chinam. Okay, so the word chanun in every place means nothing but a gift, a free gift, not chinam. Okay. Afal pi sheyesh lachem letzadikim lidlot b'maasehem hatovim. Okay, although the righteous, let's see, are dependent on their good deeds. Wow. Okay. Ein mivakshim me'et hamakom ela matnat chinam. Okay, so they request from Hashem hamakom ela matnat, nothing. A gift without payment, a free gift. Ela matnat chinam. Okay, Lefisha Amar, lo, for Hashem said to Moshe.
By the way, when you see he's asking for a free gift, it means like he's not trying to be stingy. Like it sounds a little bit, I don't want to use up my merits, so I'll ask for something for free. That's not pshat. Pshat is he's asking for something because he doesn't feel he deserves it.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let's see. Lefisha Marlo, for Hashem said to him, V'chanoti et asher achon. Okay. And I will show favor.
I will be gracious only when I wish to be gracious.
When I wish to be gracious. Okay, gracious.
So he also spoke to him here with the expression Vaeschanan.
Okay. So he spoke to, okay, Vaeschanan. Another opinion.
But according to this first explanation, it was because Hashem had said to Moshe that somebody who asks for grace will be has a possibility of being granted grace and giving something, how do you call it? Gratis, right?
Right.
Then, therefore, that's why Moshe Rabbeinu knew he could ask for such a thing. That's why he said, Vaeschanan, that he's asking, in other words, he's invoking this midah b'Kodesh Baruch Hu, that I will grant, I'll be gracious to one who I feel is fitting to be gracious to.
Okay.
Okay, another explanation.
Another explanation. Okay. Ze'echad ma'asara lishonot shenikret tefillah. Okay, so this echad is one of 10 expressions that are called prayer. Okay, and this video.
Which prayer is called? I said, by which prayer is described?
Oh.
It's prayer is described in one. There's 10 different expressions of how prayer is described.
Oh,
And I mentioned them over here. I said Rabbi Shimshon Pinkus, Zichron Bracha, wrote a whole sefer on the difference of the different expressions of tefillah, what each one is
really?
significant. Each one. Usharim b'tefillah. Okay?
Okay, that's by the Sifri. And then it says, by 8 Hahu at that time, La'achar Shekavashti Eretz Sichon ve'og. Oh, okay, so that's after I conquered the land of Sichon and Og. Demiti Shema Heter
Tar Haneda.
Hatar Hanedar. Oh, so it seemed to me that the vow might be rescinded, that
Yeah, may have been
annulled about getting into the land of Israel.
By the way, this Rashi answers a very important point, which the Mefarshim asked. At the time when Moshe Rabbeinu was decreed upon, he's not going to go into Eretz Yisrael, at the same time was also decreed upon Aaron as well. And Aaron, in fact, died already in the desert, almost immediately after the decree. So the Mefarshim asks, why didn't Moshe Rabbeinu pray for Aaron? For himself, he prayed 515 tefillahs, as we're going to see over here, and yet for Aaron, he didn't say anything, didn't pray at all. So the answer is as follows: that originally, before Moshe Rabbeinu conquered the land of Sichon and Og, right? He thought, well, listen, Hashem's made the decree. There's not much I can do about it. And therefore, Hashem's made the decree. No questions asked. Hashem made the decree, that's it. Nothing to pray for. But now that Rashi says over here, boy, so he at that time, meaning Moshe Rabbeinu himself had not prayed for himself even before, in other words, before this time. Only now, after they conquered Sichon and Og, is, oh, you know what? Till now, I wasn't in Eretz Yisrael at all. It wasn't the promised land. Because the promised land was only across the Jordan. But now that we've conquered the land of Sichon and Og, so that's really somewhat Eretz Yisrael already. So maybe that means Hashem's rescinded his original decree. So therefore, that's when Moshe Rabbeinu started praying. Okay?
Okay. And then he has a comment. The Russians.
Because I don't understand why he's praying, because if the decree is rescinded, then he doesn't need to pray. It's rescinded.
No, so that's the question. Is it rescinded or not rescinded? Moshe Rabbeinu was unsure. So he thought maybe it requires my prayer to be able to, I wouldn't say pull it off, but to actually invoke HaKadosh Baruch Hu's mercy that he should rescind, this, in a way, Moshe Rabbeinu has a taina now. Before that, he didn't have any tainas. What am I going to say? Hashem made the decree, that's it. Nothing to talk about. But now, that he's here already in what do you call it? I don't like using the word, but maybe it's the thing, quasi Eretz Yisrael. It's not real Eretz Yisrael proper, because that's across the Jordan. But it's does have the name of Eretz Yisrael, Pariah, the Reuben and the Gad, and half the Shevet of Menashe are going to settle here. So as far as I was concerned, it is the land of Israel. So that means maybe Hashem's, so he wasn't sure. He said maybe Hashem has rescinded the decree. So therefore he thought by praying, this would invoke HaKadosh Baruch Hu, kind of convince HaKadosh Baruch Hu to actually rescind the decree. Okay?
Okay. So one more. Let's see. Lemor. That's saying. Ze echad mishlosha mikomot. It's one of three places. Shema Moshe lifnei hamakom. Where Moshe said before Hashem, Eini me nichacha ad she todi'eni. I will not leave you, or cause to leave you until you tell me im ta'aseh she'elati olav, if you will do my request or not.
Fulfill my request or not. Now, I translate, I will not yield until you let me know whether you will fulfill my request or not.
Uh-huh.
What were the other two places?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see.
Okay, the other two occasions are when Moshe asked that Miriam be healed, and when he asked that the successor be appointed to lead the people.
Oh.
It also says, when Miriam she was afflicted with saras. So there also says Lema. Kosh Baruch Hu prayed before Hashem Lema. And also when it said and this is actually an amazing pasuk, it's the only time it appears in the Torah, it says Vayedaber Moshe el Hashem Lema. As you often find Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe Lema. Because Hashem is he's the master, he's speaking Lashon Dibor, a firm expression, and Lema is an elaboration of that. But the other way around is like Moshe Rabbeinu can speak firmly to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's a very big chiddush. But that's what it was when he asked to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to appoint a successor. Mepharshim discussed it over there, how Moshe Rabbeinu would be presumptuous enough to use such an expression. Okay. Let's go on to Pasuk Chaf Dalet. Lou.
Hashem.
No, Hashem Elohim. Notice it's punctuated different from the regular Yud Kei Vav Kei.
I'm sorry.
Yud Kei Vav Kei is the vowelization of the letters Yud Kei Vav Kei is the same vowels as Adoi and then Noi. Okay, but here it's the vowels underneath the Yud Kei Vav Kei are Elohim. Same vowels as Elohim. So it's pronounced Elohim. Hashem Elohim.
Hashem Elohim.
Right.
Atah hachilosa leharos es avdecha es gedal lecha.
God lecha. As God lecha. You've got twice as shva. Whenever you have that, the first one is silent and the second one is pronounced.
Something that I need that I forgot at home.
Lecha.
Very good. Yeah.
The es yad ha zaka asher Mi Kale Bashamayim Uvaretz Asher Yaaseh Maasecha V'chi Gavu Rosecha.
Very good.
So let's see. It says, "My Lord Hashem Elokim."
Okay, so that's a little bit thing. Let me see how I translated that. My Lord, eternal God. So I translated it.
Eternal God, you had begun to show your servant your greatness and your strong hand, that for what power is there in the heavens or on the earth that can perform according to your deeds and according to your mighty acts?
Who is as powerful in heaven or on earth who can form anything like your actions or your mighty deeds? Okay.
So Rashi says, Hashem Elokim, Rachum Badin, merciful in judgment.
Now, there's a big discussion over here. What is Rashi referring to by this comment? Okay? Because normally Yud Kei Vav Kei indicates Hashem's attribute of mercy. Yet Elokim is normally used to describe Hashem's attribute of justice. That's it here. I've got a note over here. I'll read it out. Sifrei states here that the rule that the divine name Yud Kei Vav Kei denotes mercy, whereas Elokim denotes strict judgment.
Ah.
Ramban asks, since the first name is written Aleph Daled Nun Yud, which also represents strict judgment, and the second Yud Kei Vav Kei Rashi should have explained that the eternal, although merciful, judges strictly, and not the other way round. Following that the principle that the first name describes the second principal name. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Rashi continues. Atah hachilosa leharos es avdecha. Pesach, an opening. Lehios omeid umitafila an opening in prayer. Afal pi shenig zara gezerah. Although the decree had already been issued, Amar lo, he said to him, Mimecha lemadti, I have learned from you, she'amarta li, for you told me, Vata hanicha li, and now let go of me. B'chi tofem hahiti b'cha. Was I holding on to you? Ella, but liftoach Pesach, to make an opening for me by letting me know she be haya talui, that it depended upon me, the hispalel alehem, to pray for them. Kemo chen haisi savur la'asos achshav. I was under the impression that I should act in a similar manner now.
Okay.
Es gadalcha, gadlecha, zo midas tuvecha. This is the attribute of goodness. V'chein hu omer, and similarly it says, V'ata yigdal na koach ado shem.
Okay.
And now may the strength of the Lord be magnified.
Yeah, so the idea is the person, Akash Baruch Hu does good, right? I mean, excuse me, playing on the words, but it's not just the playing words. People say when somebody does good to them, it says, wow, that's great, right? Meaning, person's greatness is measured generally by the fact that the amount of goodness they do. So God, Akash Baruch Hu, the more goodness Akash Baruch Hu does, the greater he is recognized. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Ve'es yadcha, zo yemincha. This is your right hand. Shehi pasuta, which is outstretched, l'chol ba'ei olam, to all the inhabitants of the world. Ha-chazaka she'ata kovesh birachamim. Your right hand is strong, for you suppress with mercy es midas hadin ha-chazaka, the powerful attribute of judgment. Asher mi kel v'nomer, v'gomer. Ein cha domeh l'melech basar v'dam. You do not resemble a king of flesh and blood. Sheyesh lo yoatzin v'sin katidrin, who has advisors and cabinet members. Hamechin biado, who raise objections to him. Kish rotzeh la'asos chesed, when he wants to do kindness. The la'avor al midosav, and override his attributes. Atah, with you, ein mi sheyimcheh biyadcha. There is no one who can raise objections to you. Im timchol li usvatel gezerascha. If you will forgive me and cancel your decree. Ulefi pashuto. But according to its simple meaning, ata hachilos saw v'har os es avdecha. You have begun to show your servant mil chemes Sichon v'og, the war of Sichon and Og, kedich tziv, as it is written, Re'ei hachilosi tes lifanecha. See, I have begun to deliver before you. Har'eni milchemes shaloshim ve'echad milachim. Show me the war of the 31 kings of Canaan.
What's the idea? Why did Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to see it? So I've got a question, I've got a note over here, and he said, Ari asked, what logic is there behind this request? If Moshe received one favor, does that give him the right to ask for another favor? On the contrary, we find that Yaakov was concerned having received so many favors, I have become unworthy through all the acts of kindness. That's what Yaakov said. He answers, Ari answers that it is indeed presumptuous to ask for further favors. However, here Moshe was asking merely for the original favor to be completed. You have shown me the beginning of the conquest of the land of Israel. Let me see its completion. That's the idea of it. Okay? I think we'll adjourn here.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Shkayach, have a good day now, Rabbi.
Well,
Okay.
fine. Kultiv.